We are back, and guys, I've been feeling weird all day. Like, I've been feeling like lightheaded, and now it's like I feel like I almost have a headache. I don't know what's going on there, but my goal for this stream is to finish the layouts for the current chapter that we're on. Uh, and spoiler alert, the next chapter is gonna be basically just a fight scene. So something tells me it might actually be shorter than this current chapter that we're working on. But anyway, um, before we actually get started on that, I do want to try to make some slight changes to the world map, and I'm pretty sure I've made even more changes since the last time I showed this on stream. So some of this might be new to anyone who's watching this. But, um, what I want to do is let me find the layer that just has everything. Okay, right here. I want to sort of extend this landmass out and have it. So what I want this to be like is I want this area to sort of mirror this area. Oop. And have this part sort of like curve around this way, maybe. So let's just try using the lasso tool and just like stretching this out. I'm honestly just going to get rid of these trees for now because they're going to be on a way smaller scale. So it feels pointless to even include them. And then I want this to go to like a very thin. If there can be like a dock or something. And then for these trees, I want them to go all the way to like the cliffside, and this right here would just be like a sheer cliff face. So have that. Extend the forest out a bit. This can also go out to the cliffs. So that's the forest. And something else I did earlier today is I sort of like sketched out some ideas for some scenes that I want to add. Because like I said, like now that we changed this route so that they loop back around, there's now like some extra space in the story for like this area, which I just completely added on. And I designed how I want this to look. It's going to look a lot less generic than just like this empty field. And I have a bit of an idea of what I want the scene to look like here. But, you know, we'll get there when we get there. Was there anything else I wanted to do? I don't think so. Okay, so done with that. And now we're here. I did have an idea for what I want to do for this panel. I think it would be cool to have like a shot of his feet like knocking down one of these piles of stones that we've established are in this area. I just think that would like mix things up a bit, because I want to make sure that all the panels are like unique in their own way. I don't want everything to feel like super samey. So and then this also sort of like, it adds a bit of like quote unquote mystery to it, because like we're not seeing how his face actually looks up close until like the very end of the page. So yeah. Okay, and then another thing I decided is I want to have like an image. Oh, why did my pen stop working? There we go. I want to have an image here, and then the speech bubble is going to go on this side, because I don't want to have speech bubbles all the way down on one side of the page. So yeah. Just draw the ground here. And then we can have like one foot sort of facing the camera. That was really good for a first try. Wow. I did not expect that to happen. But we're gonna have to move this over. And probably move this leg over too, to make room for the speech bubble. And then maybe we could also add like some like footprints, I guess, of like his foot moving back. And we have the pile of rocks here. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna have to resize this. We have the grass in the background. We can just shrink this down. Erase you. Still kind of small. I don't know if the text is gonna fit. Just have that. Okay. Praying that that's gonna be enough space. So then these two panels here are gonna be like up close shots of their expressions. Also, I just realized something I could do to fix this space issue that we have. I know the gap is going to be a lot smaller when I actually am drawing out the panels. So we can just extend that way. It's a bit better. But then actually, like, Lily is going to be saying, like, kind of a lot here. So there's not really much room for that line of dialogue. Dang. Okay, let's just try like splitting the panel in half. Maybe like slightly less than half. And half of it can be text and half of it can be her face. It's just gonna have to be scaled down. more than I would like. Too bad. Okay, there's that. And then how do I want to do this? Maybe speech bubble right here. So I want him to have like one hand covering his face. And then his eye could be visible and like looking that way. It's kind of a big hand. That's the general pose I want it to have. Okay. So that arm looks weird. Probably gonna have to look up references for this. Wait, did I even turn on my... Oh my gosh, I didn't. Have I been missing chat messages this whole time? Okay, I haven't. JK, unless... Yeah, okay. I'm gonna launch these right now. Launch. Need to remind myself to do that every time I start streaming. Okay, we're good. Also, I fixed the issue with the audio not always playing. It was because there was like a cooldown on it. So I just reduced the cooldown and it should be more accurate now. And covering face, building eye. Is it that the arm is too long? Yeah, it's like something about this, the angle that it's at. It's weird. I'm just gonna start over. Okay, much better. I like that. He's looking especially emo. Especially. This is probably also gonna have to be shrunken down. So this pose just doesn't really work with the line of attention that we've established. So I'm just gonna have to put the speech bubble up here or something. But that's fine. Okay. And then this last panel can just be like slightly more zoomed out, showing both of the characters. And it's just going to highlight like the silence. The silence that occurs after this line of dialogue is said. So actually, I think something that might be cool here is we could have like Lilia back here, closer up, and then back here. That could be interesting. And I feel like it's sort of similar to what we did here. So I mean, like, this looks awesome already. I feel like I don't even have to make any changes. Okay. Maybe an ellipses could help. Hmm. Okay, I think it's time to go over this and make it more detailed. I think the top panel is fine though. Like, this already tells us basically everything we need to know. Some of these other ones need some work though. Okay. Ooh, actually, I feel like the way this is cropped is fine, actually. I'm gonna do this arm. How am I gonna do this arm? looks really weird. Do I need to show like the rest of the hand? I think I do. Okay, that's slightly better. What does he actually say here? Let me check. Yeah, I feel like that's fine. That's a fine expression to make. This has to be erased. How does this look? Yeah, perfect. Let's just flip it just in case. So his mouth is gonna have to be moved. Ooh. Yeah, see how that lines up with the chin? That's so good. The shoulders feel a little weird. Okay, much better. Let's see how much space we actually need for this. Okay. Oop. I hate when that happens. So I really like how this speech bubble overlaps both like the sky and the grass, and it sort of connects them. I think there's something really aesthetically pleasing about that. Okay. This is going to be a bit more challenging. This needs to stick out a bit more, or not. Can we get motion lines to work here? Forward. Oh, that's really awkward. Okay, let's flip this. That's fine, actually. I don't see any glaring issues here. Again, like I'm trying to not make this like super detailed because this isn't even the line art yet. So I'm just making sure like the overall structure of the pose is correct and like the anatomy looks acceptable. But like other than that, we're chilling. Wait. This is like a lot of dialogue. Maybe we can like split it up into additional speed bubbles down here. Okay. Make this a bit more readable. And then erase you. Hmm. Awesome sauce. Thanks so much. Welcome to the stream. Also, my jaw's been hurting all day. I have like TMJ, which is like an issue with a joint in your jaw. And sometimes it acts up. Okay, next panel. I feel like I don't really need to make any changes to this one actually. Like, yeah, let's actually, where are you? Let's bring this up to 100% opacity and then copy, delete, paste. And you can just consider that one like done, because I don't really think we need to add any more detail to it. Let's write in the dialogue though. Oh, that's really ugly, like having them be stacked on top of each other like that. I'm gonna try to make sure it doesn't look like that in the final thing. Or actually, wait. Do I want this to be an ellipse or comma? I think a comma is better. All right, next panel. I'm just gonna erase this because it's gonna get distracting. Okay, I like this. Whoa. Whoa. So I like this mouth, I just feel like it needs to be lower down. Do we want her teeth to be like clenched, maybe? I think that could be cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, cool. How does this look without the sketch? Cool. I like it. I'm not even gonna bother flipping this because I think it's fine as is. Like, okay. Yeah, this page has a lot of dialogue. Like, look at this compared to the some of the other pages we've done. Okay. This is going pretty quickly, actually. How the fuck do I draw hands? God. Oh my god. What the hell? Shrink it down? Huh. Oh my god, what is even going on here? What? So this is definitely gonna need some work when I get around to doing line art for this. I just have no clue what I'm doing. No, I wanna make this at least like acceptable right now. Will the thumb even be visible? I'm gonna try doing this right now. Okay, that's chill. That is chill. Okay, this is something that I thought it would look weird if I flipped it, but actually, like, why does that still look completely fine? That's crazy. Okay, that is definitely a bit excessive. Also, isn't this pose from something like I feel like I'm like doing an unintentional reference or something, but I don't know what that's from. Hmm. Okay. Done with this for the most part. Also, I think maybe motion lines would be cool here because like it'd show like maybe he's like looking up after like kind of slouching down and having his head in his hands, even though that's not shown here. Yeah, let's keep that. Okay. Here we go. You know what? This one's actually also fine. I feel like this gives me enough information to know what to do. So we're gonna do one of these. Copy, delete, paste. And then turn this off. Though it is a bit strange for his arm to go from this to this. Whatever, I'm probably overthinking it. Okay, we are done. Nice. Page 19. Complete. Okay, so this is gonna be 2 more pages and then we're done. I'm trying to think of where I want to end this next page on. Okay, I think I know what to do here. This can maybe be like slightly less than halfway across. Ooh, so I like this idea. So this panel is gonna be Lilia, this panel is gonna be Faye. Then we're gonna have a wide panel with Lilia going like this. Because we have this duality going on for this first set of panels, and then it's just Lilia. And very much like that. So this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels. Okay. Or is it? Okay, I think now what I want to do is we're just going to have these last 2 panels be both of Faye. But actually, let's exaggerate this. Because I don't want these to be like on the same line or whatever. That's still not super clear. And I want this bottom one to just be like completely equal. Like both panels are gonna be the same size. But this one could be larger here. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Okay, let's do the rule of Z. All right. So This might not be optimal, but I actually want to put the speech bubble on the bottom here. But then to make it the most readable, it would have to also be on the bottom of this panel. So like something like this work better. Because I feel like having one over here and one over here, well, since this does kind of like curve down like that, I feel like that could work. Yeah, just that like there's some variation. I think this might be the optimal setup for this. Okay. So just your face. And then this is actually probably going to be split up into a bunch of smaller speech bubbles. But I also want to show like his full body. Oh, actually, so one thing that's cool about this is we might actually, the rule of Z might actually start up here if we think about it, because we're going to be reading and then we're going to look at his face up here, which is going to take us down to these. Well, okay. The speech bubbles are going this way, which isn't the best. But if we flip them, we suddenly have... Well, no, because the thing with this is we're going to be reading it. We read left to right, so it's going to be like a manga if we do that. That sucks. Yeah, having it be flipped would just make it more confusing, so... I think a perspective like this would be really cool. Yeah, like having him be sort of at a diagonal angle like this, like we have this diagonal that's being formed, really works with the line of attention. And then we also have this kind of contrast because we have the grass in the background, which is forming a line in the opposite direction. It's pretty cool. Okay, and then for this, so We're going to split this up into one speech bubble on this side and then a compound speech bubble on the other side. We could have her just be like straight up T-posing, or we could do like a more relaxed pose. We're gonna go with the relaxed pose. This looks performative AF. Like she looks like she's like a TV show host or something. Or that one fusion from Steven Universe. Well, actually, since her arms are like so long, I feel like I need to do that. Okay. And we have the horizon line right here. So I don't like this sort of tangent that's being formed where her hands are basically right at the level of the horizon line. Let's put it above there. And then we have the river. Let's study this and then use that to determine how this is going to look. For some reason these hands are like really weirding me out. I don't know why though. And then let me check like the map. Or actually the map probably isn't gonna be super obvious. I'm just gonna check the other pages that we made for this chapter to see if there would be any other towers in the distance. Okay. So nothing that I've drawn so far really implies that, but I think we should add some. Let's do the speech bubbles first though, and then we can determine where if anywhere would be a good spot. Yeah, actually these speech bubbles are taking up too much space for me to feel good about putting another tower in the background here. Because it just clutters up the image. Makes it less readable. So this is going to be the river. This is going to be the river bank. And this panel here is just going to be like a panel of him staring at her angrily with some sound effects in the background. And then I do want to show like the rest of his body too. Like maybe he could even be like hunched over or something. I don't know. Just like some sort of body language that indicates his frustration. Eh. Okay, so I'm thinking this through right now, and actually, so something I didn't consider is like the monster is going to be coming out from the other side of the river, but I want it to be like a surprise, like it's like bursting out of the grass, but I feel like it's not very surprising if it's going to have to cross the whole river first. So maybe I could like change it up, and maybe I could have it like just jump on top of them or something. But anyway, for this panel here, I want there to be like sound effects, like it's like scuttling through the grass towards them. So I'm gonna duplicate this because there are only gonna be a few differences between these two panels. Let's just erase the face. And see, can we have him like be... be looking that way? I feel like his eye just needs to be open wider. Something's up with this nose. Starting to think this might not even be possible. This might actually be more the expression than I'm going. Oh, and I didn't even consider where I want the speech bubble to be. Because he is going to be talking here. Okay. Maybe like... It would probably make sense to be down here. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is. I literally feel like I'm about to be like sick. Like I'm gonna come down with a cold or something. Um, okay. I've been streaming for like an hour, so I'm gonna take a quick break. Stretch. It's important to take breaks. Don't overexert yourself. So yeah, be right back. I am back. So I figure it's only fair to show you like what monster they're actually going to be fighting this time. Uh, it's pretty fucking creepy. And I haven't really drawn it in a while. So like figuring out how to translate this into something that would work for a comic rather than just a standalone illustration is going to be difficult. Because I've tried drawing this and it's really hard to draw. But yeah, like I've always just like really liked this and it's been like one of my favorite pieces of art that I've ever done. It's just really disturbing. Uh but honestly, like the way I'm gonna draw it in the comic is probably gonna make it look like more cute than this. Because I found a way to like sort of simplify it. Uh the body is the hardest part though. Like it's just kind of a nightmare. So we're gonna keep this in mind because we're gonna have to draw it, uh, like on the next page, basically. And yeah, I've decided it. Actually, this makes perfect sense because like it's based off of like a grasshopper, so it would make sense that it could jump. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Like my original idea was that it would just like sort of like scuttle around the swamp and be all like hunched over, but I feel like having it jump is cool too. Anyway, before we get to that, we're gonna have to finish this. I think pretty much every single panel for this I'm gonna be tracing over. Okay. Get rid of you. So for this first panel here, like my only condition is that her eyes be narrowed. Other than that, I have no clue about what I want to do here. Hmm. How can I make this look actually cool? I'm just gonna draw one eye and then duplicate it. Hmm. Ooh, having the upper eyelid be at this angle. So move you over here, and then copy. It's one of the benefits of digital art. That looks silly. I think a lot of the issues are coming from just the way the head is drawn. That's better. Now, another thing I wanted to try is that does actually help. That does make her look angrier. That is too much. Perfect. I love that. That's amazing. That's could be better. Whoa. That's almost like too intense though. Okay. I want to see how this looks flipped. Dang. Okay, another thing we could do that would make this really, really easy is this. Hmm. Hello, welcome to the stream. chin. Make sure these are clear. Okay. What? Okay, that's a super weird effect, actually. You don't want everything to be symmetrical. How did this look before? Can we just tone it down a bit? Okay, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, but honestly, I'm liking this perspective better. So we're gonna stick with this. Awesome. Let's add some contour lines to the hair. This is gonna be erased, sadly. Something's off about this head shape. I don't know what it is. Yeah. I think the spike is gonna fix everything. Ooh, I almost want to make her hair like more messy, which I kind of have been doing with like that stuff I added. Okay, let's shrink this down so that we can get everything in frame. Okay, this looks cool. Yeah, nice. Awesome. Love that. Um, okay. Ooh, nice. Got really good RNG on this mouth. Might need to resize it though. I'm just gonna flip this now because I have a feeling it's gonna turn into a clusterfuck. Oh no. So like the brow line's up here, maybe? Maybe? I have no idea. I always like doing panels like this because it means we can like flatten the eye. Always like stuff like that. He's not going to be looking up that much. Okay, lip. The lip would not look like that. Does this need to be rotated? Is that the issue? So I may have made a miscalculation about this mount. It's actually not cool. I feel like maybe saving the face for last might be a wise decision. This is gonna be so challenging. Oh my gosh. But that eye is perfect. That's exactly what I'm going for. Does this need to be moved up? I think it does. I think basically everything on the face needs to be moved up. By that I mean the jaw. Because this is kind of evolving from my original plan, which is fine. Ooh. I like that. That's slightly better, but like we're not quite there yet. Maybe the bottom lip needs to be changed. Now this top corner. We could try doing the thing that we've done before where we like split the top lip into 2 sections. That sometimes looks cool. Well, from this perspective, this lower set of teeth would be closer to us. Looks so bad though. If we just do his teeth being like gridded, I think that would work. Then also like I feel like there's maybe like too much space in the bottom here. I actually like this the best. Yeah. Ooh, having this bottom corner come to a point like this looks really cool. Yeah. Like the like disgust is crazy. Okay. Let's tweak this a little bit. Okay, the eye is looking a little bit soulless. A little bit soulless in it. I think it's because the iris is like deformed. We have to make it look normal, unfortunately. Sure, dude. This is fine. Okay, that's a lot of hair. Can I just like rotate you so that you look a bit more normal? How does this look? Okay, I think I'm ready to move on here. So yeah, this is kind of like diverted a lot from the original plan. What happens if we just move this out a bit? Yeah. Oh, that looks so good. Awesome. If we flip it, why does it low-key look better flipped? It's so weird. So strange. We have the grass going down here. And I'm just gonna make a new layer for the speech bubble. Oh wait, gotta draw the blood, of course. How could I forget? Awesome. I love that. Okay. How does that look without? Nice. Love it. I'm gonna draw the background first here. Okay. We got the river. It actually looks really good. One thing I don't really like is that the beach feels too big. Or like the riverbank, I mean. Riverbank right here. Yeah, I think having this line over here kind of helps communicate the perspective a bit better. Okay. Let's safely turn that off. This is so not symmetrical. Uh, and I really like this because it's like it's actually scarier that she doesn't look mad or anything. And this is like such a simple expression. It actually adds to it quite a bit. Okay. Whoops. I should just copy and paste, to be honest. And this is clearly the cooler looking eye. Because actually, this is going to change the expression, but on such a small level. Like, this eye, it just looks evil. Like, it's not as neutral as the other one was. I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like it has, like, a little bit of malice to it. No. Eat the eye. Hmm. Okay. Where's the rest of the face? Okay, better. And to make this even cooler, you could have her head be tilted to the side a little bit. Oh man. That actually might be overdoing it. I'll decide once the rest of this is done. Looking good. Fuck yeah. Oh my gosh, these wrinkles are just... I don't even want to talk. I don't want to ruin it. Oh my god. Look at that. So good. That... Oh, voice crack. That is wonderful. Dude, yes. Okay, the background. These hands might actually be a little tricky. I think that makes sense. Actually, no. Before I do that, I want to make sure they're fully detailed. Yes. The rotation might need to be tweaked a bit. Is that right? Does that look right? I actually have no clue. I think this is fine. Okay, no. That looks super strange. Like she looks like a bat or something. Like that's kind of a vibe though. So what we can try is get rid of you. We try shrinking it down. Okay, why is having it be tilted upwards actually more appealing? That's super confusing. Okay, so this is making me want to have the pinky finger stick out a bit. Yeah, much better. Much better. I think I'm happy with this. Copy. Okay, no. Let's give this another try, because like this isn't really giving me like a shrugging sort of vibe. Like she looks like she's like preaching or something, which is also valid, but that's not necessarily the look that I want this to have. So like what if we tried drawing the hands completely. Oh my gosh. The aura is off the charts. But that's actually like a genuinely evil pose for a hand to make. Like we're gonna save that for like the actual antagonist of the story. It's going a little too hard. Uh we could have the fingers slowly come out like this. Hmm. I'm going to use a reference image for this. Yeah, this is like the exact pose that I want her to have. That's horrible. Okay. I think I figured out like the basic shapes that make this pose up. That's all we really need. So we drag this out here. Clean it up a bit. So we're just not going to talk about this. But overall, this is the vibe that I'm going for. So Perfect. Yeah, actually, you know what this reminds me of? Um, Let me find it. Bro, it's giving Sakuya from Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. The cinematic parallels. Perfect. Oh, damn. I deleted the... No! Where did it go? Oh my god. Not that. Get out of here. I accidentally deleted the other hand. Okay. Moving on. Still got 2 more panels to do after this. Mm, That's so weird. Like the wrist really just does not make sense on this. We'll figure it out. Um, oh god, no. Get out of here. So we can safely merge like all of these layers, I think. Oh no. Uh, okay. Good enough. Cool. I'm really liking this page. Moving on. This shouldn't take too long. How does this look? Awesome. Yes. Super happy with that. Mm. Mm. I want to make sure this matches up with the one up here. Why does that look dumb? It's because of the big ass forehead. What the fuck? That's probably good for now. Erase this. Oh my gosh. And one more panel, and then we're on the last page of this chapter. How long have I been doing this? I wanna check my channel and see when I started uh, working on this chapter. It's gonna take like a month to finish this, I think. Um, so let's see. I started on Valentine's Day, I think. Yeah, 12 days ago. Oh my gosh. It's felt like a lifetime, honestly, compared to like how quickly I got through these on earlier chapters. But that's because I was rushing them. So we will not be doing that going forward. So there's obviously like way better sound effect I could use for this, but that's mostly just there so I can remind myself to put something in the final version. All right. The simple background. And like in the final version of the comic, I'm probably just going to be like copy and pasting the backgrounds for stuff like this where there's very little change between the panels. But that's also cool because it means that I can maybe like spend more time uh, making the backgrounds more detailed. Hmm. How did he get from here to here? I don't understand. That's very confusing. I gotta remind myself to move him down when we're done with this. Okay. Ooh, and this is different too. Like I'm realizing he is actually kind of like tensing his shoulders up. I don't even know if that was like intentional. Well, clearly it wasn't because I'm really just not realizing it, but it's a cool little detail. Like originally, I was gonna have it be the opposite way around, where he was gonna be like sort of hunched over for this panel, and then he was gonna like stand up straighter and like look around more for this. But this works too, to be honest. Uh, hmm. Okay, I think we're good to move on. Are they at eye level? Pretty much. I think that's close enough. Got our background here. We have our... Oh, almost forgot the blood, but let's do this first. The speech bubble definitely isn't going to need to be this big. And I specifically don't want it to be a question mark here because, like, the difference in how you read this is just so palpable. Like, it's like, what was that? Versus, what was that? Okay. Blood. Yeah, blood. Splits into two down here. Okay, how does this look without the... Good. Like it. Okay. What? And this is page 20. The final page. Okay, it's 11:43. So that means I have about an hour and a half. I think I can make enough progress on this. So that if I don't finish it, I can just finish the rest off stream. And that means, oh, actually, I should probably say this. So I've been streaming every day for like a month now. Just because I've been able to. Some of the streams have been like short. Some of them have been like in the middle of the night, but that's what I've been able to do. And I want to keep that going for as long as possible, but I'm going to be very busy this weekend. So there might not be any stream, and if there is, it's going to be really short. But after this weekend, I'm going to have a lot more time, so yeah. Okay, so this is only going to have like 3 panels on it. 3 panels. How do we want to lay this out? So what I'm thinking right now is this can be our first 2 panels. And then this can be our last one. Because this is going to show the monster that they're fighting. It's called a water thrasher. This is going to show it in all its glory. So we want to make sure that it gets a lot of room on the page. And then we're going to have a panel with Faye here, but he's not going to be saying very much, and he's going to be cut off in the middle of like what he's saying. So we want this to be taking up less room on the page because space equals time. And then I guess to communicate that the water thrasher is like jumping over her, or over both of them, uh, we can have her be like in shadow, and then we can also probably have like a sound effect, like something like that. But we're getting ahead of ourselves, if I can talk properly. Let's just focus on the rule of Z. So it's another one of those cases where it's actually just a Z. Okay. Let's think about how we want to do this. Nah, that's like so generic. Ooh, I really like this, but it's also giving like kind of megalomaniacal vibes, and I don't know if that's necessarily what we want to have happen here. I think what I want to have happen here is for her to just be like exasperated, and her facial expression could really sell the whole vibe. But I'm gonna look and see if there were maybe any other poses that we could use instead. Okay, yeah, never mind. Like this is like apparently the quintessential exasperated pose. I do like how it's like in perspective. Like that's cool. And then she could be like rolling her eyes. What if I actually want this arm? Uh, to be the same on this side. Did I get that to work? Wait, did I? Okay, I did. I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to like communicate that it's in perspective. Like it might just look anatomically incorrect if I do this. And I think I do actually like the contrast of having one be closer to her and the other to be far away. It's unique. It's very unique. You down. That's really too bad though, because like this arm goes up so far. It's like at head level, so it's like it's very awkward for our speech bubble here. It'd make a lot more sense for it to be right here. I don't think there's really any other better way to do it, unfortunately. I think it's only logical that keep the speech bubble up here for this. We could maybe do like a side profile view because we haven't done that in a while. So my plan for this is the water thrasher is gonna like land behind her, and then the shockwave is gonna like uh make her fall over, and then her sword is gonna go flying all the way like over by where Faye is. Which actually doesn't make sense because it's on her back. So, must admit, I haven't really fully scripted out the fight scene because I just don't usually do that. Um, like I didn't do it for Mara. Uh, it's just more fun to like do it on the fly, and I feel like having everything be like all like choreographed and perfectly planned out in advance would kind of make it less fun to do. So that's pretty much the only reason why. Uh, so we're gonna have to rethink that. The sword could still be on her back, and then maybe she could fight it for a little bit, but then her sword could get knocked away. I don't see any problems with that. Yeah. Okay. Let's just think about how we actually want this panel to look. So I want Faye to be standing here. I want him to have like a very sort of like afraid posture. Is that too much? I think if we maybe just like rotate this, make it a bit more subtle, could be fine. Hmm. So, oh man, I put the horizon line right here on the same layer. And then Lily could be like maybe turning around. Would we want there to be sort of a carryover? No, that does not work. I guess we could still have her arms be like sort of extended, so it doesn't feel too abrupt. Oh no, what am I doing? This needs to be its own layer. Especially when we're in such an early stage of planning this. All the elements need to be separate. Okay, so they're actually like pretty far apart here. Like we can obviously tell there's a bit of distance, but does that actually match up with what we've previously done? They also look pretty far away here, so I guess like when he got slapped, he like backed. Yeah, he backed away. So that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Um, okay. I think maybe a perspective grid would help here. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Okay, that's extremely scuffed, but we're gonna make do. Ooh, like having its arms like not even fit on this animal would be so good. I love that. Um, it's just the legs that we have to worry about. Okay. Um, good. I think this is fine. So they're on the shore here, or the riverbank. Why does the rest of the environment feel like too small? I think it's because the grass is so short here. The grass needs to be taller. This is all grass because it's like up to their shoulders basically. There. Now it feels like it's on the correct scale. And then since we have this empty space here, and the line of attention also goes right here, this is the perfect place for a sound effect. So we just have it landing with a thud. Okay. That was actually really simple, which should not be surprising since it's only 3 panels. Okay. What can we merge? What can we merge? Oh. Okay. Here we go. I have about an hour. So I'm gonna get as far as I can get. This is a new layer. Okay, I just got reminded, back on this page, like we were thinking about rotating her head a bit. I think it's fine here, but it might work here. We shall see. What the fuck is even that? No. I've lost everything. Why can I not do this? Why can I not get this to look right? Oh. Video paused. Continue watching. What the fuck do you think, bro? Stop asking me. It's my least favorite YouTube feature. Okay. Much better. This is gonna look so fucking cool when it's done. It looks like she's 6'7", a little bit. We're gonna keep it. Worry about those later. Okay. So we got to think about her arms as 2 cylinders. Well, technically 4 cylinders. So for this hand, the thumb is going to be kind of obscured. So we don't have to worry about that. Hmm. I think we just move this over a little bit. It'll be fine. And then shrink it down, yeah. cool. I like it. That actually does look kind of awkward. It's probably gonna look better shrunken down. Yeah, that's actually so much better. Oh my gosh. So like ideally if this were animated, like it would start off with her like clutching the sides of her head and then moving her arms down. Oh my gosh. Do I dare flip it? You know what? That's like fine, bro. Like, I don't even care. We're not gonna think about it too hard. Get out of here. Get out of here. And speech bubble time. Oh, wait, actually, now that the arm is shrunken down, this is a lot more aesthetically pleasing. Okay, now what's a good like jump onomatopoeia? Boing, boing. I think we should go for like a whoosh, because it's in real life it would just sound like the wind blowing. Whoosh. And then when this is colored, like she's gonna be like in shadow, which maybe is gonna be like a little bit vague. But since this page is so short, like I feel like we don't have to worry as much because it's immediately gonna show this. Okay. Also want to add like motion lines, but that just doesn't look good. I'm sorry. Okay. Hmm. I just realized like this is the exact same sort of injury that he had when he was fighting the Gelter at the beginning. Like just blood dripping down his face. I don't know, that just looks cool to me. Like okay. Yeah, I'm super confident that I can finish this in time. Awesome. Feels super good to be making progress on this. The mouth is actually a little bit off, I think. Let's flip it. I think that's okay. Okay. Oh, the grass. Where's the grass gonna be? Maybe like right here. Ah. Oh. Oh, right. Put the riverbank over here with the grass. Got the rest of the riverbank with the rest of the grass. Hopefully I understand what I'm supposed to do here when it's time to ink this. I say ink, but I use the pencil tool because I just like it better. Okay, got that. Now let's draw the characters. I'm gonna save the water thrasher for last. Ooh, this is different. I like how it looks though. Ooh, okay. What I want to do here is I want to have the hand sort of facing us, if that makes sense. Or actually, no, I think that might look lame. This arm looks weird AF. The heck? Oh my gosh. Ah. Dude, I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. Just gotta make sure that the elbows line up. Okay. The elbow's gonna be right there. So that means... No, we want this to go even further. Silly me. Silly me. Perfection. Hand's still looking a little weird, but still. Okay, no, this is pissing me off. Can we do like a clenched fist, maybe? That just doesn't make any sense. Let's rethink this whole thing. Maybe like one hand can be grabbing his backpack. The other can just be slack. But that means that this is going to have to be resized. Almost gave him a kiot. Okay. And then now the head is starting to feel a bit unnatural. Ooh, I like that so much. I like that so much, dude. Um, like, look at this. Like, we've got kind of this sort of shape going on, and then also like the arm. It's beautiful. Oh, before I forget, blood, the blood and gore. Ah, that's good enough. That looks so cool. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Oh no. Not again. Scarf would be tilted that way. How do I want to do this? Okay, no, I'm gonna start over. The hands are gonna be tricky. What the fuck? Oh. Silly me. This actually needs more room too. Okay. That looks awkward AF. What? Wait. Uh, not sure if I like this perspective. Like, this leg is way longer than the other one, and I feel like that's pushing it a bit too far. If we could just find like a middle ground between these two, that would be best. I think. Mm, Okay. Shrink these down. Shrink these down. meant to use the lasso tool. And then we take this. We do that. Oh my gosh, it's peak. This one could use some work. Ah! Oh no, I only have like 20 minutes left. The clock is ticking. It's okay. I'll be fine. I'm gonna start from scratch. Oh, I'm about to be so lazy. So lazy, it's crazy. God damn, though, like, this looks so freaking bad. Okay, I think we're low-key, like, pretty much done. Okay, wait, no. No, dude. That is a little bit too think that's perfect. I like these eyebrows. I like these eyebrows. That's so good. Okay. So we gotta flip it. And yeah. I don't know how to draw legs. This looks so bad though. What is even going on? Oh. If we just delete them? What then? Okay. We're gonna do this thing. That actually looks like fine though. I feel like the legs are like almost like too long. Like, I don't know. Okay, let's... Um... Oh, okay, perfect. Or not. Okay. Last thing I want to fix is the hair. The hair must be fixed at all costs. Yeah, I just wanted to fix that spike there. And let's shrink this down to the size that it was when we originally planned this out. The blood! Okay, I'm just gonna have to redraw that. I'm gonna have to draw that so small. It's crazy. But this is good at like getting across the scale of this monster here. Actually, maybe we could scale it up a bit. I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out, so I don't want it to be like super tiny. Okay. And then maybe we could like move him up a bit. Okay. His head needs to be taller. It's like squashed. Squashed down. Okay. Oh, it's almost what Jeez. I still gotta do the sword. Yeah, I'll do the sword and then I'll end stream. This was a very successful stream though. Oh, and also get rid of this. Okay. Wait, did I even draw the sword here? I did. Okay. Good. Just do one of these. Pretty simple. And then diagonal. Going out this way. Okay, but now let's re-examine this because this does not look right. Okay, better. Or is it? I'm so confused. I don't understand how to draw. Okay, this is probably a good place to end it. Like I said, I don't know if I will be able to stream tomorrow. And if I am, probably won't be for very long. But the next time I stream, we will be doing line art. So congratulations me for finishing the layouts for this chapter. I don't know. I'm gonna head out. 1 billion lines. Exactly. You get it. You see the vision.